to an all-new Lay It Omni. Allow me to lay it on you. Okay, look, I get it. You're confused. At one point in time, you've been hearing drama surrounding Thunder Gaming and Thunder Studios. Some guy named Christian Bishop, another guy named Technicals, something about CEOs and a con man. One by one, their roster is dwindling. Seems bad, but everyone leaving says it's great. So why is this all happening? Why is the Smash community so mad, so annoying? Why haven't I posted in nearly 3 to 4 months, which is coincidentally around the same time I was a part of Thunder Gaming? None of it makes sense. Relax, okay? Alright guys, calm down. I got you, okay? All will be revealed. By the time you finish this video, you will walk away both enlightened, informed, and refreshed, knowing that you finally have all the answers you desired. How do I know this? Because I was a part of Thunder Gaming for 4 months, you dummy. I know exactly what went down in the inside. I've talked with the higher-ups on multiple occasions. Hell, I have the chairman of Thunder Studios on my speed dial, and I convinced him to change his profile picture to a creepy Jotaro Joestar with Luffy's head on the top. On top of that, I was also the first person to announce that I was leaving Thunder Gaming. I also know what Thunder Gaming is planning for 2020 and beyond. And now that I'm gone, I'm no longer under the contract umbrella, which means I can say whatever the hell I want because I'm a neutral party again, which feels good. I don't like feeling tied down. Oh, and at some point in this video, I'm going to show you guys an exclusive video coming from Christian Bishop himself, finally explaining his side of the story. Like I said earlier, if you have questions, I have the answers. And if you don't have any questions and all of this information is new to you, you're just being a nosy, tea-sipping heathen who just needs their fill of drama for the day, then you're definitely in the right place. So as always, sit back, relax, put your feet up, grab your tea or coffee or water, and cozy up and allow me to lay it on you. Alright, so look, I'm not going to bore you with a long, drawn-out, extensive introduction of all the parties involved, who they are, what they do, their full background, etc, etc. Instead, I'm going to just run through the timeline and stick to the facts, only going into more detail if it's necessary to understand the chain of events. Basically, everything started back in summer of 2019 when Thunder Gaming began its initiative to start signing up Super Smash Bros. Players, commentators, creators, and other forms of talent. For preface, Thunder Gaming is an affiliate of its parent company, Thunder Studios, which was founded in 2013 by CEO Roderick David. To keep it simple, they're a media-based company who work with other companies and high-profile individuals to create many forms of other content like commercials, shows, video, and film. Thunder Studios birthed Thunder Gaming, which is essentially their esports initiative. That's all you need to know on the business side. Anyway, Thunder Gaming decided they were going to go start acquiring a bunch of Smash talent and picked up literally like a dozen Smashers to be a part of their roster. This doesn't even include some of the Smash talent that they had working with them in the company already locally. Whenever a new esports company enters the Smash community, the community gets weird because there have been several companies in the past who entered the scene and kind of just, used them up and dipped. Some of these dudes didn't pay their players, didn't pay out cash winnings, overpromised, embellished, and yeah, you get it. However, Thunder Gaming is backed by Thunder Studios, which means they're backed by actual money that actually exists and isn't imaginary. So while it was odd that they were gobbling up Smash talent faster than a one-legged dwarf losing a kickboxing fight, they had the capital to back it up. Anyway, back to the summer. At the end of August, they hosted their second Smash tournament titled Thunder Smash 2. Both this tournament and Thunder Smash 1 received a lot of flack because the production behind the tournament was amateur at best and kind of subpar. There were lots of small issues and some big issues with the streaming and production. The Reddit Smash community ate it up and lots of people jumped in on the fun to troll them. This is important to know because in the early phases there was a lot of tension between Thunder and the Smash community from the start. Anyway, in May, first place won $20,000 for Thunder Smash 1. They gave him a huge wad of cash, literally a huge wad of cash. Basically to make the statement, we've got money. All of this is real. In July, first place won $4,000 for Thunder Smash 2. However, despite all of the money coming into the Smash scene, a good percentage of the vocal Smash community was still very skeptical. Maybe it all seemed too good to be true. The competitive Smash community is super broke, so any company coming in and offering them money screams red flags for everybody. In the midst of all this tension, Thunder Gaming, to put it bluntly, has a terrible PR team and consistently did things to hurt their own brand. Their Thunder Gaming Twitter was infamous for blocking most forms of criticism, some valid and others trolled. They did some poll that pitted two people against each other. The person with the most votes would would get signed into Thunder. Spoiler alert, both were signed. Something went down where they would steal photos from photographers without paying or crediting them. There was a feud between Christian Bishop, who we'll go into more detail in a minute, who got into a Twitter dispute with Void, a well-known top Smash player, which escalated and made things look even worse. TLDR, the guys at Thunder Gaming suck at the internet and had no idea how to interact with the Smash community. To be fair though, the Smash community has a very aggressive online presence and it can be overwhelming to anyone. But many times Thunder Gaming did take a situation that could have turned out well and instead put their foot in their mouths and made it worse. Okay, so in October 2019, Thunder Gaming presents Thunder Smash 3, their third biggest tournament for Smash, which was huge because it was an invitational where they flew in a bunch of top players, including international players. At this point, they had signed up top melee talents like Westballs, Ginger, and Vish. For Smash Ultimate, they grabbed MVD, Vicky Kitty, and Mute Ace. On the content creator side, they signed up me and Mighty Keith. They grabbed Bear, who's a well-known Smash TO and manager to manage the team, and by the end of the event, they signed up Raito, who is a Japanese Smash player. The 2-day event was packed with all of the top Smashers and casters and players. And between the tournament, there was content from Alpharad in the form of Hard DK, which was a huge success, where Alpharad basically has his crazy Donkey Kong amiibo fight against top players. And prior to the event, the team set up a media day where everyone on the team got acquainted with the new studio, the team, future projects, creating content, etc, etc. It was a lot happening all at once. The event itself was an improvement from the last event, but there was still a lot of errors, audio issues, stutters, etc, etc. The timing of the tournament had to end like extremely late. It was very much rough around the edges. Now, I'm going to stop and transition here because this is where the drama kicks into maximum overdrive, okay? At this point, the relationship between the Smash community and Thunder was wobbly, but it was improving slowly. Nothing insanely crazy happened until a YouTuber by the name of Technicals released a video on Christmas Eve calling the quote-unquote CEO of Thunder Gaming a con man. So let's talk about it. Technicals is an up-and-coming YouTuber who makes questionable, edgy content that is definitely not meant for all ages, if you know what I mean. Most of his work is formed around his own persona, which is an edgy, critical examiner of people, events, and general things. However, despite his lack of tact and political correctness, the guy is very smart and puts a lot of time and research into his craft. TLDR, he's basically like a diet iDubbbz, though at this point he's done enough to grow into his own persona. He released a 30-minute video titled How the CEO of Thunder Gaming is a Con Man, in which he summarizes the events that happened between Thunder Gaming and the Smash community in great detail. He later begins investigating the contents of Thunder Gaming, noting their incomplete web pages, mistakes, and lack of completion in many aspects of their internet presence. After criticizing their content, Tech goes into the history of Christian Bishop, whom was known as the face of Thunder Gaming, and was in charge of the recruiting process of the roster and also the source of a lot of the Twitter drama that was going down. During this research, Technicals dives as far as he can into Christian's business past, pointing out contradictions, missing links, relationships with shareholders from his previous business, the whole shebang bang. I can't do the video justice by summarizing it here, so I would recommend, if you want to know even more detail, to watch this video. It's long, but somehow still very digestible and interesting. But the TLDR is that Technicals is claiming that Christian had 2 businesses that failed and he swindled his shareholders. After this video release, let me tell you guys, the Smash community went bonkers. It's like being skeptical of your partner that they were cheating on you, but you have no proof, and then bam, you catch them making out with your crazy ass neighbor at a Christmas party, and you yell, "Ha! I knew it!" and proceed to dump them on the spot. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Not really, but kind of. Christian immediately privated his Twitter account after the video was released. Anyway, it was a lot. The image of Christian Bishop was tossed into the abyss, and due to his affiliation with Thunder Gaming along with it. If anything, the video casted a lot of doubt over Christian, but in actuality, the actions from Thunder Gaming and what they've done for the Smash community still stood on its own. Which, remember, at this point, wasn't terrible, okay? However, anytime that Thunder Gaming Twitter made a tweet, people would flood it with the video and basically berate them, demanding an explanation. A few days later, Technical's Twitter account was suspended because he labeled himself as the CEO of Thunder Gaming in his bio as a joke, but it was restored after a few days. At this point in time, it was Christmas holiday, so there was no response from Thunder or its players, which I can explain why later in this video because I was a player at that point in time. Anyway, this is where I come into play. Yes, Finally, I can talk about me. Only for a second though, okay? I announced on Twitter that I won't be renewing my contract with Thunder Gaming and was the first person on the team to publicly announce their departure. I'll explain why later in this video. It's not important at the moment. We gotta finish the recap, okay? After my withdrawal though, a few days later, Thunder Gaming's Twitter finally responds to Technical's video in the form of a Twitter cease and desist. The tweet read, "We encourage positive community discourse. We don't condone negative behavior that can cause harm to unintended persons. Recently, an individual began a libel campaign against Thunder. Please read our letter in response." The letter dated January 9th, 2020 is a 2-page cease and desist warning letter directed towards Technicals from Roderick David, the CEO and founder of Thunder Studios himself. If you guys don't understand the gravity of this, it's kind of like if Ganondorf appeared at the beginning of your Zelda gameplay and just showed up to Link and was like, "Bro, you better stop collecting the Triforce, I'ma beat your ass." Except it was done via social media for the entire nation of Hyrule to see. I won't read it all, but I'll leave it here on the screen for you guys to read here if you're curious, but the TLDR is, Roderick asked Tech to stop a malicious campaign towards Thunder Gaming. Roderick talks about his responsibility as executive chairman of Thunder Gaming and talks about his passion in video games and how that passion created this entity. He also says if you don't like what we're doing, you can quote-unquote change the channel. Roderick gives details about the company, then explains Christian is a friend who was the CEO of Thunder Gaming for most of 2018 until he resigned at the end of 2018. However, he remains as a consultant and an advisor. Roderick then talks about Thunder Gaming's accomplishments and hints towards an even larger future plan in 2020. He notes that their goal is to continue to put money into the community and help talent build their own careers. Roderick explains he legally has a duty to protect Thunder Studios and its assets and suggests that this campaign is a threat to said assets. Normally, in this circumstance, most corporations would have their lawyers send a formal cease and desist letter demanding that the campaign end, the offending material be taken down and scrubbed, an apology issued, and a commitment to not continue. Failure to do so would likely lead to a lengthy lawsuit, potentially in multiple jurisdictions for defamation, libel, and trademark copyright infringement, with an exposure to significant cost and damages. Roderick's basically flexing on him and saying, "I could stomp you out right here, right now, kid, but I'm kind." So just take down the video. He then invites Technicals to Thunder Studios to see for himself what they do. So yeah, that actually happened. And if you have any experience with the internet, you already know that this was probably the worst move Thunder Gaming could have made. The letter did not address the video, nor the concerns of the Smash community. And the way it was displayed was to send a public message towards Technicals himself while ignoring the content. Again, like usual, I inserted myself and tweeted, "I say this because I love y'all and y'all treated me well, so I want y'all to succeed. Delete this. Nothing good will come from this approach," which I still stand by. The tweet had many more replies from the Smash community members explaining how the tweet was distasteful, how Tech's name and zip code shouldn't have been out in public, that the cease and desist should have been sent out privately, etc, etc. Obviously, Technicals had a lot to say about the tweet, but mainly he stated in response, "Number one, I couldn't even read this because you blocked me, didn't email me or tag me for some mystifyingly stupid reason. Number two, I'm not taking the video down, game on." So let's stop and pivot here, okay? Because a lot has happened, and as of right now, Technicals is currently appearing to be battling the existence of his video in a legal battle against Thunder Gaming because of the creation of his video. If this sounds familiar, this is kind of like what happened with H3H3 a long time ago, and you kind of all know how that went down. That was pretty stressful for them. We're almost caught up. Now, I'll finish the recap by explaining how the effects of a battle between a YouTuber and a company has impacted the Smash community, including the rosters within the Thunder Gaming team. The same day Thunder Gaming released their tweet, the second team member of Thunder Gaming announced their withdrawal. It was Bear, who is essentially the team's manager. He tweeted, "I will not be renewing my contract with Thunder Gaming in 2020. The team treated me with respect during my tenure as a manager, along as a streamer and a player for Mario Kart. I appreciated the support and wished them the best in 2020. Now, this was a huge blow because Bear was essentially the strongest link between Thunder Gaming and the Smash community and their roster. If you weren't aware, aware, Bear has been in the competitive Smash scene for eons and has positioned himself as the intermediary between most organizations that want to get into Smash and the Smash community. He's the bridge, per se, between the two worlds. Anyway, yeah, huge loss. It's also important to stop and note that at this point, nobody technically resigned or quit. There was a contract given to the team like any other team, and it expired at the end of the year. This is pretty normal for esports teams. However, if a player was offered a new contract and did not renew it, it could be seen as resigning or quitting. The only difference is that the terms of a contract may not have been the same as the previous terms, i.e. there might have been different pay, or different deliverables, or expectations, or that the length of the contract was different, etc., etc. So while the events that have happened may appear to be the source of resignation, depending on the individual, it may have had no impact at all if the contract was the issue. Preface over, moving forward. A day later, Top Smash Ultimate Peach main Mute Ace leaves and tweets, "Hey y'all, announcing that I will not be renewing my contract with Thunder Gaming. Thunder has done nothing but treat me with respect and shown a great deal and care for my progress. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity and look forward to watching their 2020 plans unfold." Which is basically a, hey, can I copy your homework copy pasta from my original tweet, which everyone seems to be doing, but I don't know. What can I say? Your boy has great resignation skills. Anyway, the same day, Westball's top Melee player tweets, "Didn't fulfill my obligations with Thunder, so I will be a free agent going into 2020. Maybe we'll explain another time." That said, Thunder Gaming was nothing but professional and fulfilled their obligations. It's sad to see the community poop on them when they do nothing but good. Which catches a lot of people off guard because Westballs is, well, he's Westballs. Right? He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He's very direct and straightforward, and he often doesn't give opinions on drama-related events like this. So he kind of just sticks to being a boss Falco player. Next up on the departure list is Vicky Kitty, who tweeted, "As 2020 marks a new year for my endeavors. Within esports, I have chosen not to renew my contract with Thunder Gaming so I can search for other opportunities. They supported me as a streamer and a caster while pushing me positive as I was sprinting through my last term in college. I now have the time and continued dedication to take my career to another level, as I have been seen to successfully juggle so many events at once. I am now a free agent, and my goals are to branch into another esport this year while juggling Smash. Thank you so much for the support." Finally, someone who didn't just copy my tweet. Vicky's smart too. She basically used her resignation letter tweet as a resume. She's a beast commentator, definitely going places sooner rather than later. Congrats on graduating again, Vicky, if you're listening. So that's me, there's Bear, there's Westball, there's Mute Ace, there's Vicky. That's like 5 people. And some of you don't know, but about 2 to 3 other people who were in Thunder Gaming didn't renew. They just simply didn't announce it out loud. I won't say who, but basically that means roughly around like 8 people have left the roster. As things go downhill, many members of the Smash community are betting on who's going to leave Thunder Gaming next, but are also equally as confused because everyone leaving has nothing but positive things to say. Some people have speculated that we have to tweet these things out. Spoiler alert, we don't, okay? We're not obligated to say any of these things. And for me personally, if I left on extremely bad reasons or terms, I just say it right there and then. So yeah, there's that. Eventually, Keith, aka Mighty Keith, aka I am Mighty Keith, however, comes into the picture with a tweet where he makes a twit longer titled, "My Experience with Thunder Gaming." ... Again, I ain't reading the whole thing, okay? It's long. I'll post it here for you to read on your own, so pause the video if you need to, okay? But if you're illiterate like me, I'll TLDR it for you, okay? Basically, his experience has been nothing but positive. He doesn't agree that Christian or Thunder Gaming are scammers since everyone has been paid. He knows that Christian's past with his previous companies has no bearings on what's currently happening with Thunder. He talks more about Christian and establishes his role. He admits that their social media sucks donkey nuts and that they need a lot of work, and notes that the Smash community is really funky when it comes to companies coming in with money and make that relationship harder than it needs to be. I'll talk more about this towards the end of the video, but I worked closely with Keith and he's one of the most genuine, nicest dudes I've met, and him and I shared similar experiences. I'll bet I think him and I have different opinions on how things went down and what's currently going on. Either way, this post takes a lot of pressure off Thunder. You know, Keith is one of the rare few members of the Smash community that has what I like to call toxic immunity. All right, I lied. I've never used that word until just now, and I just kind of just made it up. But whatever. He's basically immune to the toxic side of the Smash community because everyone loves him. He's up there with like others like Void and Larry and a few others. I've talked about this before, okay? That's not the point. The point is that he has a non-problematic past and overall fun personality, which means that his words carry a lot of weight and people will be more inclined to trust it rather than question it. So yeah, after this, the next day, MVD, the team's captain and probably the most spoken person for Thunder Gaming during all of the discourse, announced that he will be renewing his contract with Thunder Gaming. He tweeted, "I want to announce I am renewing my experience with them as an org. However, I know there are a lot of issues and I assure you I am going to work hard alongside my team to ensure those things get fixed. We are a family. We have a lot of work to do, but I'm confident we can right the ship. Just give us time because things like this don't happen overnight. I promise I'm going to work hard to show everyone the potential this company and team has. We know we have a lot of work to do. We are up for it." So basically, he just did what the opposite of Vicky Kitty did. Okay. And guys, if you're watching the video, you are all caught up. Roughly put, these are the TLDR chain of events that took place from over the past 6 months. Again, I encourage you to watch Technical's video if you want more details about what sparked the fallout, but you're currently equipped with enough knowledge to know what you're talking about. Now, normally this would be the area where we stop, take a deep breath, come down from the information overload and process everything and really dissect what's occurring on a big picture scale, replenish our electrolytes and savor the flavor of the tea presented today. But instead, I have a surprise for you guys. Kristen Bishop, aka one of the main sources of drama in this entire fiasco, agreed to send me a video where he explains his side of the story, which I will play here and now. As a reminder, I am not affiliated with Thunder Gaming at all. I have no obligation towards the company nor towards Christian. I am simply a neutral party who understands the inner works of the company currently in question. As a preface, at one point in time, I told Christian if he wants to resolve the drama surrounding him, that he needs to just simply be transparent and address the claims that are made against him, period. On top of that, I told him don't fluff, don't BS, don't dodge any issues, just straight up explain yourself, okay? Be yourself and say what you need to say. TLDR, I'm giving him a platform to explain himself for the first time since the tech video was made. Anyway, without further ado, let's roll the clip.
Want to chat with you guys a little bit to share some information and shed some light, to answer questions as well. I know there's been a video that's been posted and there's a lot of talk going around. And, I'm here to really share some information because I think it's important, not just, for our roster and our players that have been wearing the Thunder, business partners that have worked with us or been associated with us, but also the community. I know I've been playing a part in trying to help build it, but it's yours, and you have a choice on who you tend to support, and I understand people being protective of their community and the people that are playing a part in it. This is gaming, this is esports, and there's a lot of nefarious characters and people that have been questionable in the space. So I understand and respect that sensitivity and want to play a part, at least my part, providing some information. I love video games, I love Super Smash Brothers, and I love the hardworking people in this community that are aspiring to be better every day, that are both content creators, competitors, commentators, personalities. I love the entire ecosystem, and I think there's a lot of really passionate people in this space, and that's why I've gravitated towards Smash and wanted to support the scene the best that I can in partnership and working closely with Thunder. Now, who am I on a day-to-day? Generally I fill full-time roles. I work for companies in esports and gaming, most lately, and recently I was running the WSOE, Independent Esports League, out of Vegas, and served as commissioner. And I took that role Q4, kind of the around October of 2018. Prior to taking that role, I served as gaming. I partnered with Roderick and Thunder to actually open Esports Arena and build it out, and every single day work hard to improve the facilities and infrastructure and partner with local TOs and communities to give them a place to play. And then ultimately running more events and productions and events. Now, serving as CEO, there's a lot of responsibilities that come with that. Upon taking the role, full-time job as commissioner of the WSOE, I had to begin transitioning out of the CEO role for Thunder because somebody else was writing me a check to be the face of their business and their league, which is the WSOE. So, in the beginning, it was a little sensitive and timing was rough of saying, hey, can we make it work? Is there a reality that, I can, maintain both titles? But I think it became very clear that no, that wasn't possible. So I actually had to transition from being the CEO of Thunder Gaming to just continuing to be an equity participant, partner, and advisor to the business. Because Thunder, is family to me. The David family and Roderick and the entire team there has poured a lot into making this happen. And I wasn't just going to turn my back on it. So I've always been involved, in some capacity to help Thunder and guide them on the gaming strategy and finding great people to work with like this roster and bringing them in the fold to say, hey, how can we support you and what you're doing and provide some support? I think one of the important things that have to get talked about is GG Media. So GG Media and AMLH is a publicly traded company that when I first got started in gaming, and I decided I want to go all in. I want to find a way to build a career in gaming and build businesses. I had my little private production company and studio, and we got approached by partners that said, hey, look, we have this defunct publicly traded company that we want you to see if you can help revitalize it and get involved in this business. And with the new company that didn't have as much access to capital as a production company in the gaming space, we went for it. We went in and we jumped in and we worked really hard to see if we can try to find a way to get this thing, afloat and really help bring it back and build a legitimate business. Now, one of the things that I committed to was never taking a salary and not collecting a paycheck from this business unless I was able to do that. And I think if you take a close look at the financials and things, you'd see that, right? That there was no, payments taken by officers of the business, including me. Not only that, because of a process of going public, you have retail shareholders. You have people that, buy and sell stock every single day because that's how they want to make a living. They're retail traders, and with that comes a lot of responsibility and a lot of questions, because you have people that are looking to monetize or commercialize and make a profit buying and just selling stocks. There's another clear fact that you guys have to understand when you talk about stock and shareholders. With public retail markets, people are buying and selling stock every day because they're trying to make money. They're trying to buy high and sell low. So that exchange of money of buying high and selling low is always going to come generally at someone else's expense. The more people trying to buy stock, the higher it goes. Eventually people are going to, someone who bought low is going to sell high, and there's always going to be that exchange that goes on and continues to happen. That money doesn't go to the company's hands and doesn't go to my hands. That money is literally a retail shareholder value gain. Someone that buys at $1 and then sells at $10, they make that money. So there was no money earned for Christian Bishop or any of the officers or executives in the business from the buying and selling of stock. We were focused and working very hard on building a business and working through the challenges that come with running a publicly traded company every single day. Thanks for taking the time to sit through this video. I'd like to apologize for any of the confusion that this may have caused or concerns, as well as the delay. My personal styles, I tend to focus on the positive and putting my head down and working hard every single day to build. For all of you that are excited for the year of 2020, I am too. I have no doubt that this is going to be the best year for Ultimate. If you're interested in building and helping elevate the scene, please don't ever hesitate to reach out. On a Thunder note, we hear you loud and clear. Expect to see a lot of changes and updates on our end. You guys deserve better, and we're going to work really hard to make you proud.
Anyway, that's all the surprises I have for you guys. The only thing left is for me to tell you guys what I think about this entire mess as an insider. I'll preface this with the fact that I will not expose any confidential information or company secrets, nor will I share any information that was shared with me in private. You guys already know that the way that this series thrives is reliant on a trust system where people can relate information to me safely and securely. This also includes companies. However, I will be brutally honest about the topic regardless of who's currently in play. So winding down, let's unveil the curtains and get into some real talk. I think this entire fiasco is insanely dysfunctional. And while I'm sad to see so much conflict, what happened has already happened and it is what it is. So let's just go down the list. Let's start with Thunder Gaming, okay? I think Thunder Gaming made a lot of mistakes, too many mistakes. I think their management is too heavily involved with the functions of the business and thus gives Thunder Gaming more personality than it needs. At the end of the day, Thunder Gaming is a company, not a person. It serves a specific function. If that function is carried out properly, then it is a good company. If not, it's a bad company. The way the guys behind Thunder Gaming handle their social media is absolutely awful, and their interactions with the communities is booty, okay? Look, I told you guys I'm gonna be real. There is no need for a company to be mass blocking Twitter accounts just because they're receiving bad criticism or trolls. Companies don't have feelings, okay? Companies shouldn't be reacting with emotions. What I feel like I've seen from Thunder Gaming's internet presence is childish behavior supported behind the intention of wanting to do good for a community. But just because because you do good doesn't mean you're immune to the bad that you create. And as I said earlier, Thunder Gaming has a habit of just putting their own foots in their mouths when they should just be focusing on running a business. PR is a part of running that business, so there should be some involvement there by specific people, but this brings me to my next point. It is absolutely ridiculous that Thunder Gaming employees and talent have to constantly defend their company's actions. When things go down, it seems like the entire Thunder Gaming squad just comes out of nowhere to defend the company like white knights from the Smash community's hate, almost like a shield. And while I think it's important to vouch for your team, you know, show your loyalty, to show your support, it gets overblown and it makes it appear as if Thunder Gaming should be immune to criticism. Again, it feels like Thunder Gaming is a person and everyone is trying to defend their, quote unquote friend, but it's not a person, it's not a friend, it's an entity, it's a function. It's not that personal, but everyone's defending the company like it is personal. And that's because the company is taking everything personally. With all of that said, I think Thunder Gaming in the long run is one of the best things to happen to the Smash community in a long time. When it comes down to it, they have poured a lot of money into the Smash community, and with my knowledge of 2020, probably intend on pouring even more. And money and third-party outside support is what the Smash community needs, because we're broke, okay? Nintendo don't care about us. If you're a competitive Smash player, you're an orphan, okay? Mommy and daddy abandoned you, and you and the rest of the orphan children have to fend for yourselves, okay? Occasionally, mom and dad might send you a Christmas card, but that's only because your existence is still profiting them, okay? That's the relation that you have with Smash and Nintendo, okay? What Thunder Gaming did as a company was provide opportunity and not money. Not for free, of course. The players and content creators and casters have to rep the brand, produce content, whatever their contract says they should do. But it's an agreement that allows Smashers to do what they've already been doing for free sometimes for an actual paycheck, and you can't fault that. Now, I think there are instances where the company has not paid out certain parties in a timely fashion, but I believe for the most part, the majority of the dozens and dozens of people they contracted out got paid or is in the process of being paid. Now, I attribute any late payments to two specific reasons. Number one, I think the company is extremely disorganized. It's too big. There are too many moving parts, okay? People are hiring people to hire people to hire people. On top of that, the initiative to just mass hire 50 million Smashers, while generous, just creates a discombobulated mess. I think a main part of the reason why so many people were hired was to bring a lot of focus onto Thunder Smash 3 to make that event as successful as possible. I believe that was the main goal, put enough familiar faces on the screen in front of the Smash community and use that budget to show that Thunder is supporting the entire squad. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there are too many very basic functions in the process that are broken, that need to be addressed or fixed before expanding further. Like basic functions like fixing the streams, fixing the audio, fixing the website, fixing the stuttering, so on and so forth. Meanwhile, the company is ambitious and presses forward by throwing more money at the situation and making the team larger and the events more pricier and extravagant, like all of this because the company is too disorganized. You can't keep tossing money at something and expect things to just magically be better if your foundation is absolute booty butt cheeks. It doesn't take a business major to see that. Mind you, I've taken business classes, so there's a little credibility behind that. Number two, I think there is too strong of a human element in the process. Like once a contract or a deal is made, that's it. Just process the payment, okay? If someone performs the services, then you pay them for those services. The human element stops once the contract is made and the negotiations are over, and it's unprofessional to not fulfill your end of the bargain after the agreement was made and the services were performed. Again, for the most part, I believe paying out people was more of a non-issue with an exception of a few rare occurrences, but I could be wrong. My advice for Thunder Gaming and the team is to slow the hell down, okay? Pump your brakes and fix your internal controls. And yes, this is my auditor accounting in me speaking. Invest more into making the foundation of the company better so that you can fix the obvious cracks and holes in the system. And stop taking things personal, okay? We all know that the Smash community is broke, and you coming in with money and tournaments and jobs is excellent, but let's not pretend that you're not here for a reason, all right? This is a company. You guys are a company. Somewhere along the line, there needs to be a return on investment, and there is a plan for this return on investment to be made somewhere in the future. This isn't a charity, and you're not handing out money to the Smash community from the goodness of your heart. It's to fulfill a mission objective. We can respect that. That's how businesses work. I know Smashers can be dumb as hell, but I believe they understand that basic concept. Now, in regards to my experience with Thunder Gaming, it was great, albeit not perfect. Everyone, and I mean everyone, personally treated me kindly and with respect. It was so much fun. I had a drink with Roderick, the CEO. We were talking. He's insane, bro. He's fun. He's outgoing. He's super ambitious, albeit probably a bit reckless, but I guess those are the signs of a CEO. The rest of the team were truly good to me. I mean that, like, truly. They were great. During my stay at Thunder Smash 3 and when I worked off-site, the human-to-human element was not an issue for me. And for a lot of you who are skeptical about the company, if you met the actual people, talked to them, I assure you things would be a lot different. I did have an issue with the payment, which is currently being resolved. Otherwise, for me, it felt a bit overwhelming and unsecure. Like, I felt like things were too free-form. As I said earlier, the foundations just felt like, loose. I do not think I would come back to Thunder Gaming until they fixed them, but I would 1000% jump at the chance to hang out with the crew and the people there who were absolutely stand-up, and I'm thankful they presented that opportunity for me. Next on the list, Technicals versus Christian Bishop and Thunder Gaming. So I think the Technicals video was very, very well made. Even if I was still with Thunder Gaming, even if I was Christian Bishop, I can't help but be impressed by the presentation and research and compilation of the video, regardless if it was bad for me or not. Like, that's me looking at the video objectively, of course. I think Technicals saw smoke and thought, where smoke, there's fire. That's just what he does as a content creator. That's what I do, actually. And that fire happened to be Christian's past and his involvement with his past companies and shareholders and Twitter activity. Now, I'm gonna be frank, I don't care what Christian did in the past with his companies, as long as it has no bearing what's currently happening with Thunder Gaming and the Smash community. But I will become skeptical. You'd be stupid to watch Tech's video and take that information and not raise a brow and not have any questions about what actually went down. This isn't to say that Christian is a terrible person or that Tech's video was inaccurate, but regardless, it creates a scenario where questions need to be answered, even if it was a misunderstanding, which I don't think the entire thing was. In regards to Christian, I have my one-on-one interactions with him, and he's been nothing but kind and good to me. I have no personal gripes with Christian. I think he's a hothead. He completely fails at interacting with people on social media. I've told him directly that he needs to stop putting his foot in his mouth and stop reacting and taking things personal, especially considering he appears to be the face of Thunder Gaming outside of Roderick. But he's a grown man, okay? So he'll do what he wants. But yeah, that's us one-on-one. I personally like Christian. Outside of us, objectively speaking, I think Christian has been the source of a lot of drama. Again, because I think he's hot-headed and stubborn. I don't know if that translates him into being dishonest or a con man, but he definitely hurts his brand and his cause more so than what needs to be happening. Now, I think it was absolutely ridiculous and stupid for Roderick to post that tweet showing the cease and desist. Roderick, if you're watching this, I know we were supposed to talk and I still haven't had the chance to call you, but I told you straight up that was a terrible idea, my dude. Like, there's no scenario where that tweet plays out positively for you or Thunder Gaming. Period. Okay? It just makes you guys look like buttholes. Dead serious. The right play would have been to send that letter to Technicals and to only him privately. Again, you guys are a company, and that's what a normal company would do. Posting a letter that's meant for one individual for everyone to see says to me that you want to use him as an example and make a public statement as well. That letter was not meant just for Technicals. It was also a message to the community, and those two things need to be separated, period. And to Technicals, I don't know. What can I say? You're creating value in the form of content, and that content is doing damage to an individual and a company. The question is that content in any way, shape, or form illegal? To be honest, I have no clue. I told you this already. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to pretend that I do know. But I did notice in your video that you were very, very careful with your wording and phrasing, so you might be in the clear. I don't know. I have nothing against your content or your way of relaying information. Hell, you made a video on me, okay? I still haven't watched it, but I'm pretty sure it's just you pooping on me for however long the video is, but I never took it personal because I didn't even know you. In case you guys watching don't know, I reached out to Technicals a while back because he had a lot of issues about my online behavior and my past, and we talked civilly in private and came to an understanding, a meeting of the minds. And now we're best friends. Hooray! For real talk, as your acquaintance, I think what you did was very dangerous, dude. Like, that's the kind of video you have a lawyer review before you publish, okay? I'd rather not see any ill will or harm fall on any of the parties I just mentioned. Christian, Roderick, Tech, okay? Everything gets resolved when you guys just sit down and just talk like normal human beings, all right? None of these theatrics are necessary. Just clear up the misunderstandings and move forward, all right? Don't be too proud. I hope you guys settle this out amicably, but if you don't, oh well, more content for me, I guess. Moving on to the next topic, the aftermath and everyone leaving. Now, all right, this one is tricky because I've kind of already know individually why most people left. So without sharing any private information, I'll simply say everyone has their own reasons. But let's start with who I can talk about, me. I didn't renew my contract with Thunder Gaming for 3 reasons. Number 1, I don't have the time. I'm currently working busy season at this Big 4 accounting company. Most of you have no idea what that entails, and I won't bore you with the details, okay? Just imagine it's just me signing my life away for 2 to 3 months to disappear and do God knows what in some forbidden dungeon, okay? So I basically have little to no value to bring being on the team outside of my, stupid 12 a.m. tweets about nothing. Number 2, if I did have the time, I still wouldn't have signed because I didn't like the contract. It was asking too much from me. Too many deliverables. I won't specify specify the contents of the deliverables because that's confidential information, but all players who sign onto teams have to deliver something in some shape or way or form. It's an agreement. That's how contracts work, okay? What was being requested was too much for me personally. Like, I could spend 1/10 of that time doing what I do here on my channel and you guys and probably make double. That's not a flex, it's just that's where the value lies. And finally, number 3, you guys have terrible PR, and although I love what you're trying to do for the company, I think you guys are shooting yourselves in the foot with your image. If I was on your team, that would reflect poorly on me. That 100% needs to be fixed, okay? You can provide all the value in the world, but if your image sucks, I mean, nobody's gonna like you. So, in my opinion, for those who left the team, it probably had to do with the last 2 points, or they have an opportunity elsewhere in the near future. However, I do believe everyone when they said Thunder Gaming has treated them with nothing but respect and fostered their growth, because they did the same with me. And when I met everyone the day before the tournament, everyone was happy, like nobody seemed dissatisfied. I truly believe what Thunder Gaming is doing is a good thing, and I'm very glad that MBD renewed with them, and I'm super excited to see how these guys grow. I said Thunder Gaming was one of the best things to happen to the Smash community in a long time, and despite all the criticism I've given them, the end result is that I think they're good for the community. Speaking of the Smash community, I'll end this by addressing you guys and your involvement in all of this. So yeah, in regards to the Smash community, man, y'all are some buttholes, okay? I already know how much of a butthole y'all can be, but man, I've already talked about the Smash community and how insane you guys can be, and I will say this is definitely an example. I don't think it's out of malice or spite. As Keith said, I do think the Smash community cannibalizes itself and shoots themselves in the foot when third parties are involved, but I understand why. Like, I get it. There's been a history of third party companies coming into the Smash community and trying to absorb all of its goodness and then peace out after it's been used dry. Because we don't have developer support, we're treated like a stepping stone for esports companies to begin their businesses. Because we're cheap, but even though we're cheap and don't cost much, we provide insane value in our viewership because the Smash community is self-made and 100% the largest leader of content creation for any fighting game. So you're skeptical, okay? So am I, and as you should be. Doesn't make sense for a company to just start pouring money into the Smash community without there being a bigger picture or agenda. And when that bigger agenda is in the shape of, we want to grow you guys, or we want to make the community stronger. For me, personally, that's garbage, okay? What is your actual goal? Does it benefit us all? If so, everyone's on board. If not, get the hell out. I think that's what goes on through a lot of people's brains. When things don't add up, we act out. So I don't think there was any issue with you guys being skeptical. You're not a hive mind that bows down to a company that has money for the sake of money. At the same time, I don't think the Smash community makes it easy for third parties to come into the picture. If you're not originally Smash originated, I imagine from the outside in, it looks very dangerous to put money into Smash. I mean, if I was an investor, or if you were an investor in esports and you see all this drama going down with Thunder Gaming, would you risk investing your money and business into this community? Like, I for sure wouldn't. I'd be all over every other esport except Smash. And it's not the fact that Technicals called out Christian, it's more so all of the content bashing and trolling that was done to Thunder Gaming from the start. There was a lot of it, and it definitely provoked Thunder Gaming into responding negatively. I say the Smash community, but to be honest, it's really just a portion of the vocal minority who just like to cause a scene and mess things up and want to be heard. And if bashing a company they have no affiliation does so, then everyone joins the bandwagon for the clouds. Hate cloud is super easy to farm on Smash Twitter. I honestly don't think there's a way to combat those people, so it's not worth discussing. But for everyone else that matters, I think keeping a healthy, skeptical mindset is best, and listening to what the players and members of the team say. If everyone is saying, hey, they're treating me well, then we're Gucci. Everyone's getting paid, then we're Gucci. That's all that matters in the end, Is the Smash community eating? Is our people being treated well? If this is happening, let's be cordial, even if they are amateurs or have flaws. If this isn't happening, then, they're getting the swift DOS boot, so all is well. Anyway, that's all I have for this episode of Laid Omni. You've just been laid. Moral of the story, subscribe to my channel because damn, do I provide some good tea for my audience. Special thanks to all the parties involved for the entertainment. Real talk, I hope everyone puts all of this behind them and grows past it. I think that route is an option if everyone agrees to it. As much as I enjoy the drama and the tea, I don't want to see any of the guys I mentioned in this video get damaged any further, so let's break bread, let's make peace. Again, or doom, that's on you. More content for me. I'm not ashamed to say that this entire fiasco was entertaining as hell as a spectator. I'm a filthy, drama-loving heathen, and I don't deserve nice things, okay? This is my curse. Jokes aside, bro, guys, this was like the longest video I have ever made. Oh my god, I feel really sorry for my editors. Special shout-outs to them, by the way. Hawk, Endergama, Activist, these guys are my lifelines, and if it wasn't for them, there'd be no more content on this channel because I just don't have time to edit anymore, okay? They are the reason why videos still appear on your newsfeed, okay? So definitely show them some love. For those of you at home, thanks for being patient and waiting for the content. I'll see you guys eventually. I'm still stupid busy, but I miss you guys. In terms of content, I hope you guys can make do for this for now. It's my first video of 2020, so I don't need to remind you guys to drink water, or to floss, or to brush your teeth, okay? You should have done that instinctively 3 times in the entire span of this video. I will say, screw all of that new year, new me BS, okay? You're the same person that you were last year. You don't need an artificial date on the calendar to justify being the change you want to see in yourself, alright? Don't give yourself that kind of pressure. It's not worth it, okay? Whatever you guys are going through, I say this from the bottom of my heart, just keep doing your best. That's it. I'm proud of all of you making it this far, and let's vow to only consume and produce good vibes, because that's what life is about. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next video. If you made it this far, it means that you are a homie, so I'm going to speak frankly. This may be the last video that I make. I will explain this in another form of content. This is not clickbait. This is something I've been thinking about for a while, and while it is not 100% confirmed, there is a strong chance that this may be the last video. So, if that is the case, for the last time, have an awesome